Hello you guys, I'm back again with another tasty treat just in time for the holidays, or you can make this anytime you want. It's real quick, real easy, and very tasty. We are making pumpkin pie with toasted coconut. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so in the bowl I have pumpkin, and it's real easy. You want to buy it already like this puree, pumpkin puree, because it's really easy to mix. And so to that, I'm going to add, in this bowl, I have 2 beaten eggs, medium, and, to this cup, I have 2 beaten eggs and 1 stick of melted butter. You can use margarine. The butter is salted, and believe it or not, a little bit of salt will make it actually taste sweeter. But if you're watching your salt, your sodium intake, you can use unsweetened butter. And I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of, maybe 2, of cinnamon. And I'll mix that in with the eggs and the butter. And I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of pumpkin spice. Just to bring out the pumpkin flavor. Oops. Okay. This is a wonderful treat. Just in time for the holidays, or like I said, any day of the week when you want to make something nice for your family or just for yourself. Please take a minute. Hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. It costs absolutely nothing, but it really helps. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. If you don't really care for vanilla, you can put 1, but we love vanilla, so I'm going to put 2. Okay. And to that, I'm using brown sugar, but if you wanted to use white sugar, you can. And I'm using 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now this is sweet enough for us, but if you want your pumpkin pie to be a little bit sweeter, you can add more sugar. And again, I'm just using 1/2 cup. And I'm going to mix this together. I'm going to give it a light stir. So in this cup, we have 1 stick of melted butter, 2 lightly beaten eggs, medium, vanilla, cinnamon, and pumpkin spice. And again, I'm just going to break everything up. There we go. And now I'm going to mix it in with the pumpkin puree. Okay, let me set this aside. Now I'm going to give this a little stir. Try to mix everything up. Let's see. And you just want it kind of smooth. And that may take a couple of stirs of the spoon. And like I said, this is a very tasty treat. It's very easy. Some pies call for 10, 15 ingredients. But as you can see, this was a very simple pie to make with very simple ingredients you can find at your local market. Now I am going to have add 1/2 cup of self-rising flour. And I'm using self-rising flour because if you use all-purpose, you will have to add some baking soda, you will have to add salt, but this already has all of that. And it looks a little thick, so I think I'm going to add a little bit of water. Okay, I have about, I would say 3 ounces of water just to loosen it up. And you can use milk if you want it. but water is good enough, and it's what I had on hand, and plenty of it. There we go. And again, you want it kind of thick, but not too thick. And now this part is optional. I have 1/3 cup of toasted shredded coconut. If you don't really care for coconut, like I said, this is optional. It will still be delicious. And you just want to take coconut flakes and put it in a dry pan and toast it over medium heat until it turns brown. Okay, so let me give this a stir. There we go. It is delicious. Please leave a comment. Let me know how you liked it. Maybe you made it without the coconut shreds. But give it a try. Okay, so now I have a 9x9 baking dish, and it's lightly oiled. You can use about 2 or a tablespoon of oil, or if you want, you can add butter. Okay, here we go. And that's what you want to see, nice and thick. You want to make sure you get all that deliciousness into the pan. And I'm going to spread it out with the back of my spoon, just so that it's even in the pan. And you want to put this in the oven at 350 for about, I would say, about 30 to 40 minutes. At 35 minutes, I would say begin to check your stove, check the oven, excuse me. Each oven cook at a different time or a different pace. And so it actually may be done at 30 minutes, but I would give it 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. Okay, so I took it out of the oven and I let it cool for about 10 minutes. And you want it to cool for 10 to 20 minutes. If you don't want to wait 20 minutes, I suggest you put it in the refrigerator and let it come to very, very cool. And you're wondering how we're going to decorate this. Really simple, really easy. We have, and again, you want this to be a very easy treat because you don't want to spend hours in the kitchen. And all that the family really remembers is that it tastes delicious. Okay, so we have, one second, Cool Whip. Simple, everyday Cool Whip, but we're gonna jazz it up. So to that, I'm gonna take some Cool Whip. And this is one reason why you want it to be completely cool, so it really won't melt the Cool Whip. And you can start left, right, whichever way you want. But you just want to smooth it out as much as you can. And remember, this is a homemade treat, so it can look any way you want it to look. And I'm just going to move the spoon back and forth to try to create a design all the way to the edge. And I have a nice festive plate, just in time for the holidays, or like I said, whenever you see fit to make this dish. It really is a delicious eat and a very tasty treat. And now I have some extra shredded toasted coconut that I'm just going to sprinkle it. Look how delicious that looks, and festive for the holidays. But again, if you don't like shredded coconut or toasted shredded coconut, you can omit this, but I really hope you give it a try. Please take a minute, hit the subscribe button so you could be notified of my weekly uploads of delicious eats and tasty treats. Hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know how you liked it. There we go. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin coconut pie. Again, until next time, enjoy.